Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/ProRevenge. Another story of terrible management awaits us in today's video. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Get angry after requesting my paycheck after being 2 weeks late and tell me to go home because I don't work for free? Sure thing. So for a few months, I'd been working for a local contractor dude who does general stuff like painting, lawn mowing, building stuff, etc. I'll just give him the name of Bob for this story and keep it short. I'll give the coworker the name Billy because Billy plus Bob equals Billy Bob. So for the past couple weeks, I tried a few times to receive my check from him, and attempting to contact him wasn't very good. For some reason, most of the time, he didn't answer my calls or texts. I wasn't even called to do any work, which wasn't normal. I'd usually get at least something, like a couple lawns to mow. Well, that is until earlier this week when I was told to come up Thursday and mow 3 lawns, 30 miles away from my house, too. One of the lawns was usually done with 2 people because it's such a large property. I stopped at Billy's house because he was going to be doing it with me. I ride with him up to the house that needs to have a lawn mowed, and he knows about how Bob is 2 freaking weeks late on my paycheck. Anyways, we call and he doesn't answer. 5 minutes later, we drive out to near Bob's house to see if he's home, and we see he's outside. Bob texts Billy that, "I'll call you in a few minutes." Of course, he never does. We drive over to his house, and Billy stays in the truck while I get out to ask for the keys so I can mow a couple of other lawns later and for my paycheck. It goes something like this. OP. Hello. Bob. Hi there, here's the keys, and I'll get your check after you're all done. OP. No, sorry, I want my check now since it's almost 2 weeks since payday. I don't work for free. Bob starts to rage and starts screaming crap like, "You cost me money because you made mistakes. I did your dad and Billy a favor by hiring you." The malicious compliance part is when he screams, "Just give me the keys and go home." So I left. After getting my check, which he'd sealed in an envelope, he claims that he wants more people working, but then screams at me, one of his employees, for wanting my freaking paycheck when it's 2 weeks late. I get back to Billy's house and he goes back to chew out Bob, and Billy's wife gets me a list of hours I worked in case I need it. I went home and enjoyed the rest of my day instead of working for a narcissistic a-hole. A few things. What the hell did he get high on? How is hiring me doing a favor for my dad? Next, he seems to be having personal issues and also trying to take on too many jobs. I feel he's using people as a scapegoat for his frustration, and I was in the line. I really don't want to be a part of that. Also, I've made a few mistakes, but they weren't even that big of a deal. Finally, why would he basically get rid of an employee when he's trying to find more? The world may never know. I bet he's robbing Peter to pay Paul. This is the behavior of a person who's been cheating people and they're starting to ask where their money is. And our next story. You'll just have to shut my power off then. Many years ago, I had an in-between job at a call center working for the state regional electricity supplier. Turned out that I was reasonably good at my job and was promoted to team leader, which translated to, you get all the crap calls that the other reps can't handle. In my part of the world, there are many regulations on how and when you can disconnect someone's power. Among other things, they have to be sent 3 notices: first bill, late notice, final notice. If they ask for an extension, you have to give 2 weeks automatically and another 2 if there's hardship. Any excuse is hardship, but the customer does have to request the additional 2 weeks. You don't have to for the credit department contact to arrange a plan, and a plan means you won't get disconnected. We had customers paying $10 a month for years while steadily accumulating more bills. A refusal to make payment automatically escalates things such that the last notice received is a final notice. This is important later. Anyway, Dave rings up. Dave is apparently a keen fisherman with a tiny little 20-meter yacht and a vacation home just south of one of the major tourist locations. Dave has a problem, and the poor service rep has had to escalate the call to me because Dave's been expressing his opinion of our company quite forcefully and pungently. Me. Hi, Dave, this is me. I see from our service rep that you've received a final notice of payment due. Dave. Your effing company didn't effing send me any notices. How the F can I have a final effing notice? Me. I understand your frustration. We have your address on record as XYZ property. That's my effing beach house, you stupid F-wit. How the F can I get mail there when I haven't been there for 4 effing months? Dave, I understand this is stressful and upsetting, but I need to ask you to moderate your language, please. I'll effing moderate my language when you sort this out. Why the F didn't I get notices before? I check account history. I see what's happened. When you signed up for electricity at XYZ property, you indicated that the mailing address was the same as the supply address. Then you called 2 weeks ago to update the mailing address to ABC property, which is the same as your other account. ABC address is my home, mate. That's where all the mail should go. We'll certainly send all mail for both accounts to ABC address from now on. Now, can we discuss the overdue bill for XYZ address? It's not overdue. You didn't send me a bill. I'm sorry you feel that way, Dave, but the bill was sent to the mailing address for the account. Now, I can't offer an extension of the due date of 2 weeks to give you more time to pay. F off! You effed up, so you need to send me a new bill at the proper time. Dave, you've received 3 notices to pay. This bill is 6 weeks overdue. I can't reset the billing timer because you've received those notices. I'm not paying this then. Dave, I must advise you that under the Electricity Act, it's an offense to refuse payments for electricity. That's grounds for disconnection of service. Now I'm not paying this bullcrap notice. I have to warn you that your power may be disconnected for non-payment. Go F yourself. You'll just have to shut my power off then. Click. So I put notes down summarizing the call and advising that the customer refused to pay the overdue bill. As per procedure, the entire account was forwarded to collections who, given the lateness of the bill and the customer's refusal to pay, shut the power off within 24 hours. And that was that. Part 2. Dave's back. Nearly a month later, Dave has escalated to me again. I can read the notes on his account and see that he's recently paid his power bill. Hi, Dave. This is me. How can I help you? You can pay for new freezers, new carpet, and someone to clean my beach house. You shut my power off and all my bait went rotten, so my house is effed. Dave, your power was disconnected as a result of non-payment of your power bill. As a power company, we have no liability for property damage except in the case of poorly installed street connections. As this doesn't fall into any of those categories, we will not pay for repairs to your property. I have $2,000 worth of bait here that's been unfrozen for a effing month. The missus can't even walk in the door. F you and F your entire company. I'll sue. You're more than welcome to have your legal representatives contact our legal department. However, I cannot assist you further. You little crap, where the F do you live? I'll find you and effing wreck you. I'm not required to stay on the line when personal threats are issued. I'm terminating this call. Dave called back several times that day until we managed to get a blanket hold on his account activity. No one was allowed to answer his calls except to refer him to legal. I'm so confused at this genius Dave's thought that if he didn't receive notice, he doesn't have to pay? Like what? How? And our last story. No, I'm not fired. So I'm working reverse engineering a competitor's product and then designing a new product with our parts that looks like the competitor's product. Get it? All blueprints must go through my boss before being emailed out. He marks them up, I revise them, and he emails the customer all after he has approved them. Well, this is me many years ago in my first real job, and I was naive to say the least. My boss was a partner of the company I worked for, Company A, and also had his own business on the side, Company B. Turns out he was using the same facility and resources to get Company B going on the side. He even used the same manufacturers and designer, me, from Company A to get work done for free. At one point, I was instructed to take a drawing already made from Company A and revise it with the title block of Company B, effectively stealing the blueprints from A and giving them to B. During the changes, somehow I had to go back to a previous version and didn't get the correct company name on the drawing. The boss approved it and sent it to the customer who was expecting it from Company B. Now understand, the customer belongs to Company A, and due to non-compete contracts, it was illegal for Company B to sell them. Basically, my boss was stealing Customer A's customer by providing the same product a little bit cheaper through his company. So the customer gets the drawing and points out the discrepancy, and my boss finds himself in a pickle and is quite angry. He calls me into his office and begins to chew me out for not doing what he asked. I apologized and said I can make the change and get it to him in 5 minutes. Well, my boss is worried that others had seen the drawing and would connect the dots to figure out what he was doing. So he began to explain what was happening, then realized that by telling me, he might just be shooting himself in the foot. Spoiler, he shot himself in the foot. Because of the possible ramifications of this, he fired me. To which I then, no, I'm not fired, and argued that it was he who sent them email after he approved it. The marked up drawing had the incorrect title block and his name signing it as approve. I even grabbed it off my desk and showed him. So yeah, I unfired myself. My boss was then left to deal with the cleanup of the blueprints and was able to track down and get them deleted. I kept working there for a while longer, slowly becoming aware of what my boss was doing. I later used that info to shut him down and make him lose a few $1 million in legal fees and restitution. What he did caused the company to go under. Good on you. This sounds like the mentality of a boss I used to have. Such scum. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.